Well, hello everyone. Welcome to The Champion Within. My name is John Wood. I'm your host for The Champion Within YouTube channel. And on this channel, we discuss the carnivore diet and how it can help you find the champion within yourself. Before we get started with today's topic, the perfect carnivore diet, take a second, if you will, give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And share the video if you have a family member, loved one, or friend who you think could benefit from this information. Now, let's get into it. Let's define perfect. What is the perfect carnivore diet? Well, I guess that depends on what your definition of perfect is. And is perfect always necessary? Well, I think it depends on how metabolically unhealthy you are. If you're very morbidly obese, as was I, if you have really high blood pressure, as I did, if you're type 2 diabetic, which I was, if you have sleep apnea, which I did, if you have all these metabolic health issues, then the closer to perfect you can be, the better results you're going to get as far as improving your health. And you'll lose a little weight too, which is just kind of a little added benefit there. To me, this way of eating is not about weight loss. It can be for some, and I get that. But it doesn't have to be. Because I believe, as I've said before, we don't lose weight and get healthy. We get healthy and lose weight. Now, I started my journey on July 1st of this year, July 1st, 2023, in case you're watching this later on. And at that time, I was the sickest I had ever been. I had arthritis in my right hip, my left knee. I had some weird mystery pain in the top of my left foot that was very, very painful. Blood sugars very, very high. Blood pressure 200 over 100 at times. Just a medical mess. And when I found this way of eating, and I decided on July 1st I was going to start, it was such a dramatic change from what I had always done. I had always had something sweet after my meal. Heck, sometimes I'd have something sweet before my meal. This had to change. So I started out my first week eating nothing but pork, and I used sugar-free barbecue sauce and hot sauce to kind of add some flavor to it. But I didn't eat any bread. I didn't have any Swiss cakes. I didn't have any Little Debbie's. I didn't have any pies. I had nothing but just that barbecue pork with the sauces. And within a week, within 7 days, I began to feel better. I noticed my sleep was getting better. I noticed my arthritis pain in my right hip had begun to really go away. Now, folks, the pain in my right hip was horrible. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It was terrible. The pain in my left knee was just as bad. And this mystery pain in the top of my left foot was an 8 out of 10. I could not bear to put weight on my foot. But I don't believe it was gout, because I could mash on my foot and it didn't hurt. But if I put any weight on it, and it could have been plantar fasciitis. But on the 10th day, I succumbed to temptation. I was at work on my break. We have vending machines in the break room. And the numbers for the product don't really line up with the product. It's skewed about half. So when I punched in C27 or whatever the number was, thinking I was going to get a meat stick snack, a Kit Kat candy bar fell out. Well, I've only got 5 or 6 minutes left on my break, and I'm staring at this Kit Kat candy bar. Do I eat it or do I not? I really, really wanted it. It had been 10 days since I had anything sweet, and I was craving it. So after staring at it for about 5 minutes and realizing it was time for me to get back out to work, my break was over, I just opened the thing up and ate it. I mean, what the heck? It's just one, right? And maybe it was from God. God sent me a Kit Kat candy bar. I ate the candy bar, and it didn't taste good, which shocked me. I thought it would be manna from heaven. I thought it would be amazing, but it wasn't. So I checked the date. It was not expired. It was just my taste buds, even 10 days into this diet, had already shifted. Then 2 days later, they catered a luncheon for us at work because we'd had 180 days of no incidents, no safety things. And in this thing, they brought in steak and chicken from a local steakhouse. But they also had these potato wedges. So I had 2 steaks, 2 pieces of chicken. That was my meal. And then later on that night, before I left, I went in there and there was still a tub of those potato wedges sitting on the table in the break room. Everyone had talked about how delicious they were. So I actually grabbed 2 of them and I ate them. And they were pretty good, but I didn't get that satisfaction that I thought I would get. So I wasn't perfect in the first month. You know, I was pretty close, probably 96, 97%, but I was not perfect. Let's kick it into August. Now I'm really dialed in. I'm doing the Lion diet with eggs and bacon on the weekends. I'm doing really good. I'm seeing tremendous results. And one day, my vice before was peanut butter. I would eat 2 or 3 spoonfuls of peanut butter every day. And one day I was really tired. I was up kind of late. My wife had already gone to bed. And there was a jar of peanut butter sitting on the counter. So I went there, I opened it up. I hated myself for doing it. I'm thinking, John, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But I ate about a half a teaspoon, or tablespoon, I should say, of peanut butter. And I enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good. But it's got seed oils in it because it was not raw peanut butter. It was one of the big brands, the, you know, Peter Pan or Jif or one of those. So it had seed oil in it. And the next day I felt bad. From a half a tablespoon of peanut butter, the next day I felt, you know, my right hip started hurting again, just that quick. So, do you need to be perfect? Depends. Depends on how well you want to heal. Now, today is day 93 in this diet. And I've had a couple slip ups. I've had a few peanuts. I have had a little taste of peanut butter between then and now. But I've been so close to perfect that I believe that's why my results have been so phenomenal. Now, I could have got to where I'm going in 7 months instead of 3 months. But how much suffering would I have gone through during those months getting there? This way, because I've been so close to perfect. It's really sped the process up, and I feel great. I feel amazing. Will I ever have that kind of stuff again? Maybe. But I got to heal my body first. My body has been absolutely decimated from a metabolic standpoint. I have to heal my body first. And then we'll introduce maybe some walnuts or almonds, or maybe not. I don't know. All I can say is I feel so much better now being close to perfect than I did before. Makes it tough to see why I would ever go back to eating garbage. Even though it's tempting. As some of you know, my spouse is not on the carnivore train at all. So there's still Pop-Tarts, there's M&Ms, there's candy bars, there's honey buns, there's all kinds of stuff still available to me at home. Plus the break room at work. Plus I pass every convenience store and fast food restaurant between here and work and back. So temptations are all around. What keeps me from them temptations, what keeps me being close to perfect, is how I feel versus how I felt. So if you haven't started this diet yet, if you're thinking about starting this diet, if you can just close your eyes and imagine how great it would be to get up off the couch and get out there and get moving. To get out of the bed in the morning and not hurt and not have to sit there for 5 minutes psyching yourself up to go take a shower because everything hurts. This is an amazing, amazing healing diet or way of eating. My prayer for you is that you'll give it a try. Just try it for 30 days. Heck, today is October 1st. Start today. If you've already had carbs, start tomorrow. Start tomorrow and say, I'm going to do 30 days, the 2nd to the 31st, of a carnivore, ketovore, or even just a strict ketogenic diet. At the end of that 30 days, evaluate. Was it worth it? Did you miss the snacks and sweets so much that it wasn't worth it? Or did your body begin to heal so much that now it is worth it? So again, I ask the question, how important is it to be perfect? Depends on how sick you are and how fast you want to be unsick. Well, that's my message for today. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm doing a 2-part series. Tomorrow will be part 1. Tuesday will be part 2. And it's going to be how to start the carnivore diet and how to win on the carnivore diet. Because starting and winning are 2 different things. But tune in tomorrow and the next day for those videos. I'm going to go to the very, very basics, to the very beginning, how I did on day 1. Follow along if you will. I want you to know that I love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.